This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome into you. I'm Rebecca Smith.
I'm Bill Bryant. Great to have you with us. Near record low temperatures out there this morning. Chilly, but really nice, for midsummer, right?
Yeah, you want to get out there and take advantage. Right now at 6 a.m., we are tracking an officer-involved shooting in Knox County.
Also, international major developments this morning. Turkish officials say several suspects possibly linked to the Istanbul terror attacks are being detained right now. The developing news on that is just ahead.
And an unlikely shopper's been hanging out near a southern Kentucky Walmart. Wildlife officials say a bear has been reported getting dinner from the store's dumpster throughout the week.
Another good-looking start to the day. Look at our sky cam here in Lexington at 59 degrees. Awesome feel outside. And it's a good day in store again at 82 degrees, low humidity. Now Friday, Saturday, and into your weekend, that's when it gets a little bit iffy. And I'm going to explain that, show you when you can expect those storms coming up.
Micah, thank you. Let's get right to the news. New this morning, state police say a child was watching as a deputy shot and killed a man in Knox County.
That deadly shooting happened last night on Kentucky 223 east of Barberville. State police say that man was accused of kidnapping the child. WKYT's Mark Barber is at the live desk with new details for us.
Good morning, Rebecca. That man was shot to death right in front of that child he was accused of kidnapping because state police say he was attacking a deputy and a constable who tried to stop him. The man who was killed has been identified as 30-year-old Jesse Mills. State police say law enforcement officials were looking for the Flatlick man because someone called 911 last night asking for help, telling dispatchers that the intoxicated man had kidnapped a child. The reported abduction was in the Moore Creek area. When the deputy and the constable found Mills a little more than an hour later, he was a couple miles away, walking with the child on Highway 223.
When they approached the suspect, an altercation ensued. During the altercation, shots were fired.
He fired those shots. He's on administrative leave along with a constable while state police investigate the fatal shooting. The two law enforcement officials are scraped and bruised, but they are okay. The child who was reportedly kidnapped is also okay. This morning, they're back home with their family. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Thank you very much. Now to Michelle Chamberlain at the WKYT Alert Desk. We have breaking international news.
Yeah, Turkish state media say 13 suspects have been detained following this week's airport attack in Istanbul. Here's video from this morning as police conducted raids at 16 locations in the city, leading to 13 arrests. Turkish media say among the arrested includes 3 foreign nationals. Now, the death toll in the terror attack is up to 42, more than 200 people hurt. Turkish investigators say 3 suicide attackers arrived at the airport together in a taxi, then split up. U.S. intelligence officials says the violence has the markings of an ISIS attack, and CBS News is learning about recent ISIS chatter indicating the group wanted to target Turkish transportation hubs, including the Istanbul airport. Now, of course, we're monitoring this story and we'll keep you up to date throughout the morning here on WKYT.
Thanks, Michelle. Investigators have released new information about a hit and run in Pulaski County that killed a 10-year-old boy. Deputies now say they're looking for a small hatchback-style blue car with Ohio license plates driven by a woman. Deputies say multiple people saw that car in the area around the time Stanley Turner was killed. Police have said they were looking for a red car in the past. New on WKYT this morning, a Lexington gas station was robbed earlier this week and has been hit again overnight. Police tell us a man likely in his 40s robbed the Speedway on Winchester Road near 7th Street. We're told the suspect held the clerk at gunpoint before stealing cash. The same Speedway was also robbed during a string of robberies Tuesday. Police say they have since stepped up patrols around many gas stations in Lexington, but the suspect in this latest robbery has not been caught.
A Lexington business owner is needing help in tracking down a woman who stole thousands of dollars worth of jewelry right from her store. This surveillance video shows the person that Falcha Irish import store owner Liza Betts is asking you to identify. The woman walked into Betts's downtown store and browsed around for about 30 minutes before walking out with $2,000 worth of golden rings. Betts and her staff were not suspicious. They say the woman acted like any normal customer.
And she seemed like a really nice person, and that's why she was left alone at the case, and she was like asking a bunch of questions. So it wasn't like she had, "I'm going to steal all your gold rings," written all over her face. But she did.
Amazingly enough, Beth said the woman came back to the store the following evening. The same clerk was working and secretly called police. But by the time officers got there, the woman had already left.
A robbery at a Lexington Dollar General is under investigation this morning. Happened around 10 o'clock last night on Bryan Station Road. Police say a man walked in, said he had a gun and demanded money. Once the cashier handed over the cash, the thief took off. No one was injured. Police say they are still looking for the suspect.
Friends of Lexington's latest murder victim are continuing to raise money for his family. And last night, they gathered to share memories of the man they loved as well. Robert Warner was shot and killed outside an apartment complex off Eastland Parkway over the weekend. While police continue to track down those responsible, Warner's friends and family told us they're trying to cope with the loss by celebrating his life.
And he was the type of person, you know, if you seen you down or if you seen you unhappy, he was always the one that wants to cheer you up.
The motorcycle club Warner belonged to also gathered donations off Georgetown Street last night. They said it was at least the third fundraiser that they have held for his family.
The hunt is on for a bear that keeps just causing trouble at a Southern Kentucky store. Over the last week, police say that bear has been seen looking for food in dumpsters behind the Manchester Walmart. Kentucky Fish and Wildlife's installed traps, but they have not been able to catch that elusive creature. They hope a sock covered in peanut butter will work as bait to catch the bear so they can transport him deeper into the woods. Looking for something to do that the whole family can enjoy? A lot of us doing that this summer. How about going to a professional bowling competition? Some indoor fun. The Professional Women's Bowling Association rolls into Central Kentucky this weekend for the Lexington Open. The action begins tomorrow with a practice session followed by a chance for fans to mingle one-on-one with the pros. The tournament gets underway Friday and runs through Sunday at the Collins Bowling Center on Southland Drive. It is free to the public.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
A really good looking day in store. I don't see any problem with getting outside today if you're trying to knock out some of these plans, yard work, or just get out and knock out some of these grocery store plans before people head off to your house later on this weekend. This is a good day to do it. It looks fantastic, feels good too. Now 50 degrees is our overnight low record here in Lexington. We will not reach that. I guarantee you that here in Lexington. But there are some spots, it just shows you 50 here in Lexington. There are some spots at 54 degrees. Look at Pulaski County, go down toward Russell and Adair County. Nothing going on this morning. Temperatures like that. This is perfect morning here for June 30th. By the way, it's almost July. Unbelievable, last day of June. 82 degrees by the afternoon. That's a couple of degrees higher than where we were yesterday. But you throw a couple degrees onto yesterday and still a really nice day. So low humidity, mostly sunny skies, 82. We'll take it off into the evening. I see no problems heading out to eat. Holiday planner though. So let me break it down for you. And this is probably the graphic that you really want to look at and really want to hear. Friday, Saturday, those are the days, 30–40% chances of rain. Not good chances, but they are there. Now Sunday off into Monday, that's a different story. We're talking 60% chance of rain on both Sunday and Monday. And a lot of us will have plans on these 2 days. A lot of fireworks going off, a lot of big events happening. If you can, the best opportunity to stay dry is Friday and Saturday. So if you can change that and it's not a big issue, then go ahead and change it for Friday and Saturday because those are the best bets of actually staying dry. But Sunday and Monday, just don't look that good. Now, you'll get some breaks here and there. Don't get me wrong. It's not just one massive rain right over us all day long. You'll get some breaks, but they'll be short-lived breaks. Look at what we're looking at the next 7 days. This isn't a couple of days. This is 7 days, 1 to 3 inches. I will take that with open arms. I think a lot of people will. And look, none of that's a flood threat, but we still got to be watching for some of those heavy downpours that could be localized flooding once we get toward that Sunday, Monday time frame. But there's the breakdown. And like I said, the next few days is really not all that bad. Humidity still stays down just a bit, and we'll bring in that small chance of rain both Saturday or Friday and Saturday. Sunday and Monday, guys, unfortunately, and you said it earlier, I hate delivering bad news to you guys when you have big plans. Remember the parade's going on, 4th of July parade on Monday. We'll be out there and hopefully, and Rebecca was talking about, we've been in a little rain before during parades. but I'm hoping for no thunderstorms.
I know.
That's the bad part.
You know, and I
We'll
hate to say it though, but if it rains, you know, hopefully they're not shooting off fireworks into the week, and sometimes that causes problems for us. I know we can't stress that enough. You know, it's all about us here, apparently. But just saying.
And I understand here, Good Time Micah wants everything to go well, but you know, we'll see. It is what it is with the weather, and it is 6:10 right now.
Each morning we bring you weather and traffic.
And let's see what's going on right here. See what's happening right now with a look at, first of all, the regional map. And you see current traffic is good flow. We have no delays or issues out there. Here's the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government's live drive camera at Nicholasville and Man o' War. And traffic is picking up. Certainly more folks out there than just a few minutes ago. Anticipate the crowd continuing to pick up this morning, but no issues right at the moment.
Hey, it's looking good. Good news there.
More news coming up on WKYT on your Thursday morning, this last day of June.
Well, a race for a new prime minister in the UK is officially underway. We'll have a look at who appears to be the top candidate when we return.
Kentucky mornings start here. You're watching WKYT This Morning.
Welcome back in. It's 6:14 on WKYT This Morning. If you're just joining us, breaking international news this morning, 13 suspects are being detained in Turkey right now.
Being questioned.
Right, and so we'll see where this all goes. The deadly terror attack at Istanbul's airport has sparked a political firestorm here in the U.S.
The attack is leading to renewed fears that something similar could happen here potentially. It's providing a bit of fodder for the battle between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Reed Binion reports.
As the investigation continues into Turkey's deadly terror attack, some officials appear nearly convinced that ISIS was responsible, including CIA Director John Brennan.
The despicable attack at Istanbul's international airport yesterday that killed dozens and injured many more certainly bears the hallmarks of ISIL's depravity.
Brennan also addressing the threat ISIS poses to the U.S.
It would be surprising to me that ISIL is not trying to hit us both in the region as well as in our homeland.
Those concerns adding fuel to the fiery rhetoric between presidential contenders. Donald Trump slamming Hillary Clinton after the attack.
ISIS was formed during her tenure. ISIS is now worse than ever. You see what happened yesterday.
That a sharp contrast to Clinton saying in a statement that the attack, quote, only strengthens our resolve to defeat the forces of terrorism and radical jihadism around the world. And it reminds us that the United States cannot retreat. President Obama echoing that call and reaching out to Muslim nations.
We'll work with partners around the world, including particularly Muslim communities, to offer a better vision, because they are and must be our partners in this effort.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
A race is officially underway in the United Kingdom over who will replace Prime Minister David Cameron. Former London Mayor Boris Johnson is among those vying for the position after successfully leading the campaign that led to the country's exit from the European Union. Cameron announced his resignation last week after British voters decided to leave the 28-nation bloc.
The U.S. Senate has passed a bill to help Puerto Rico control its massive $70 billion debt. The bipartisan bill, known as Promesa, the Spanish word for promise, creates an oversight board to help get the island's finances in order. The vote came days before the island is supposed to make a $2 billion payment to creditors. Puerto Rico is in a decades-long recession and has $70 billion in debt.
Cincinnati police still looking for a man who attacked and robbed an elderly pizza delivery driver. We do have a disclaimer that some may find this video to be disturbing.
It's awful to see, really, but a surveillance video from La Rosa's restaurant shows the robber throwing a rock at 87-year-old James Hayes and then hitting him with his own cane. After beating Hayes, police say the man stole his wallet and car. The car was later found just a couple of blocks away. Police say Hayes was not seriously injured in all of that. And they are searching for the man responsible for that. Authorities say a grizzly bear killed a mountain biker riding in Montana's Glacier National Park. They say 38-year-old Brad Treat was killed about a mile from a campground. Treat was with another biker when they stumbled onto the bear. The second bike told police, told police that Treat was knocked off his bike and then attacked. Wildlife officials say there have been only 10 bear-related deaths in that park since 1910.
6:18 is the time this morning. The federal government is considering screening the social media of foreign travelers. That's to help identify potential terrorists. The Homeland Security Department proposal was entered into the Federal Register last week and is in a 60-day public comment period before it's formally considered. Under the proposal, non-citizens traveling to and from the U.S. on a visa waiver could be asked about their social media profiles, but not their passwords. The U.S. Customs and Border Patrol would ask travelers to volunteer their handles on their social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Well, staying on the topic of social media, Facebook's like button on the web has a new look. The change is so subtle you may not even notice it. Pay attention the next time you go to post an article on your page. Facebook has ditched the company's logo in favor of a thumbs up icon. The goal is to get folks to share more through the social media site. The company announced the redesign Tuesday as part of a batch of changes, which includes 2 new Google Chrome extensions, Share to Facebook and Save to Facebook. Well, Walmart's competitor to Amazon Prime just got more competitive. Walmart's Shipping Pass program is now available for a free 30 trial period. It has introduced the $50 a year Shipping Pass subscription service last year, hoping to cut into Amazon's online retail dominance. Amazon's Prime service is $99 or nearly twice as much as Walmart's. Existing Shipping Pass customers can even get in on the deal. Walmart will automatically tack on an extra month to their subscriptions for free.
All right, WKYT this morning, just getting started. So good to have you along here on this Thursday morning. Tomorrow we're into July. An Idaho photographer is used to getting attention for his work, but it's his studio that's now creating a buzz after what was found up in the attic.
That looks awesome for today. Now we get into your Friday, Saturday. Small chances of rain increase, but Sunday into Monday it looks pretty wet and stormy. I'm going to talk about that coming up next.
Welcome back. It's 6:23. Following breaking international news this morning, several suspects with possible ties to Tuesday's Istanbul attacks have been taken into custody.
We've learned that in the last hour or so. That's what is trending at this hour. Turkish state media say a total of 13 suspects, including 3 foreign nationals, have been detained in a series of raids this morning. So far, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. Authorities say DNA tests on the suspects are underway right now.
State police say a man was shot and killed after attacking a Knox County deputy. It happened last night on Kentucky 223 east of Barberville. Police say the man was thought to be kidnapping a child. We're told the deputy was not seriously hurt.
Here in the Bluegrass, it is a beautiful start to this day and a little chilly out there. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris.
Yeah, how nice is this start, right? The nice sunrise. It actually feels as good as it looks outside, like Bill was talking about. In some spots, it could be even chilly for some of you guys. So just keep that in mind as you're heading out and about. Live Sky Camera. Awesome shot, though. 54 degrees now in Danville and Boyle County. And that goes for Somerset, too, down in Pulaski County. My friends there in Dunville and also Liberty holding on to your spot there in Casey County. No problems whatsoever as you're traveling down 127. 27, no problems either. I see 64 and 75. Haven't heard of any issues whatsoever. So as you're walking out, it looks good. It feels good. Everything seems to be flowing very nicely. 82 by the afternoon. Guys, that's a couple of degrees higher than where we were yesterday, but still lower humidity. So things are looking pretty good the rest of the day and off into the evening and nighttime hours. But we're going to be focusing in on, once we get towards your weekend, that's when storms arrive. And I'll show you when you can expect the best chance of rain, how to plan around these storms with all these 4th of July festivities coming up in just a few minutes.
That's a good point. Just kind of adjust your plan as best you can. All right, from the file of This Happens, a roller coaster malfunctioned, leaving 8 riders stranded 100 feet off the ground. And most of the riders were kids.
Subfile, glad it's not me. Take a look. The Silver Bullet Coaster at Frontier City Park in Oklahoma City stalled at the top of the ride. That looks so scary. Because of the position of the ride, park workers were able to free guests in the back half first. Emergency crews were called in to extract the other riders, as they call it, extract. It took more than an hour to safely remove all the passengers. Look at that. No injuries were reported. The park says it does plan to investigate the cause of the stall. Well, I would hope so.
Right.
I'd hope it would not just be business as usual after that.
Wouldn't want that to happen again if they could avoid it, certainly.
No, that looks scary. Well, an Idaho photographer had to shut down his studio after some sticky guests were found in the building's attic.
Right, those guests, thousands of bees. The photographer said he found the colony after honey started dripping from the ceiling and taking up nearly the entire attic. That massive hive was about 6 to 8 feet long and nearly 4 feet wide. It took pest control workers 2 days to remove the colony, which contained roughly 60 to 100,000 bees.
That's amazing.
Lots of bees in the attic, huh?
You know, but it's good that there are so many bees because they're very useful for the environment.
And I wonder if he had some biscuits as the honey was dripping through the ceiling to start with.
I don't know.
All right.
Sounds delicious, though.
Good to have you along on WKYT on this Thursday morning. When we come right back, a lot more news this morning. Police say an attempted robbery at a Lexington restaurant ended with an apology. We'll tell you why. That's coming up at 6:30.
And Saturday's Powerball jackpot, $243 million. Friday night's is $415 million.